Welcome to Carnivore Expeditions. Today I'm going to be making some keto beef jerky. Now you may say, isn't it redundant to say keto beef jerky? Isn't all beef jerky automatically keto? Well, that's not true. Next time you're at the store, look at some of the beef jerky that's in there. It will inevitably have at least 3 things in it that you don't want. A majority of the beef jerky sold in the store either has sugar, or it has soy sauce, or it has preservatives, and I don't want any of those things in my beef jerky. And if it has sugar in it, it kind of defeats the purpose of being keto anyway. So I'm going to show you how to prepare some keto beef jerky without all of the added stuff in it you don't want. Another reason I make my own beef jerky is because it's less expensive. I can make healthy beef jerky that's about the third of a price of what you would buy it for at the store. This is a 3-pound beef eye of round roast, and I will be able to make about 3 bags of jerky with this. Now, if you don't have a food slicer, you can ask your butcher to slice this up for you, or you can just take a knife and slice it up yourself. But I make jerky so often that it was well worth it for me to invest in a slicer. I generally slice my jerky about 1/8 of an inch thick. So I've got my roast cut up, and what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to take a knife, and any of the bigger pieces, I'm going to cut them, trim them down into smaller, more manageable pieces. And I try to get across the grain so that it makes them a little easier to chew. You know, a lot of people will say that you have to have carbohydrates if you're going to do any kind of extreme outdoor adventure like backpacking or or being on the trail for days and days at a time. But I took beef jerky with me up Mount Rainier in July of 2023, and I had tons of energy. I didn't eat more than 20 carbohydrates per day. I took my jerky and other low carbohydrate meals with me, and I had a great time. I had a great summit. So don't let anyone tell you that you have to have carbs to live an active lifestyle, because that's just not true. Okay, so I've trimmed up my beef into the size strips that I like, and next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to marinate this in some apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar will do 2 things. It will help the meat be more tender, and it'll also give it a little bit of flavor. It kind of gives it like a little bit of a twangy taste, which I really like. So I'm gonna just spread my beef out in this pan. And I'm also going to put in a little bit of, this is pink Himalayan sea salt. And some coarse black pepper. Now, if you're truly carnivore, you know, you may want to skip some of the plant-based stuff like the pepper, but I'm kind of a dirty carnivore, so I don't mind the pepper myself. I also trimmed off some of the fat, and I'll give this to my dogs, but the fat really doesn't dehydrate very well, so this roast had an end cap of fat, and I just trimmed it off. And normally, you know, under keto or carnivore, you want to eat fat, but it just doesn't dehydrate very well. So in this case, I trimmed off the fat. And I am making this jerky here for this weekend. I'm headed to North Alabama to do some cave exploring, and this is what I'm going to eat inside a cave this weekend. So I have my beef jerky all sliced up, and it's in the marinade, and I'm going to put a cover on this, and I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator for a few hours, and then I'll come back and we'll put it in the dehydrator. So it's been a couple of hours and I've allowed my beef to marinate, and at this point I'm just going to take it and put it in the dehydrator. I'm careful to allow a little bit of space in between each piece so that plenty of air can get through there. So anyway, I'm just going to continue this with the next layer and the next layer and so forth. Okay, so I have the dehydrator loaded with all my beef, and I'm going to put the lid on it. And I'm going to set the temperature at the highest setting, which is 150 degrees. And I'm going to let this go for about 4 hours. A lot of people will just throw their meat in there and let it go all night. And I think if you don't keep an eye on it, it'll dry out too much and it'll be tough and brittle. So I'm going to check it starting at the 4-hour mark. And normally for me it's about 4 to 5 hours. We're at the 4-hour mark, and I'm going to check the jerky just to see how it's coming along. You can see how this piece it's still kind of limp, where it like falls over really easy. You don't want it to be stiff and hard, but you don't want it to be like really flimsy either. So I'm going to give it about 30 more minutes and then check it again. After 5 hours at 150 degrees, the jerky is finished, and I've started bagging it up. I put it in these bags, and I write the date on the outside of the bag. These will be good for about 5 days unrefrigerated, and this one here is going to go in my backpack. I'm sure it'll be very popular around the campfire this weekend. And I'm going to put the others in the refrigerator. You can put this jerky in the refrigerator for up to 3 weeks. I've never tried to freeze it, but I assume you can probably freeze it. But it just doesn't last very long around here. You know, I'll have all of this eaten probably within a week and a half. So 1 bag in my backpack, and the rest of it's going in the fridge. Anyway, how do you like my keto or carnivore jerky recipe? Do you have one that's better, that doesn't have sugar, soy sauce, or preservatives? If you do, please post it below. I'm always looking to tweak my recipe, and any ideas would be appreciated. Thanks a lot.